When someone dies, they take their secrets to the grave. If the death involves a missing person or a dead body is found somewhere, investigators, me, the police, start with this absence. We have to work back through the last days, weeks, or months of this person's life. Piecing together half-remembered conversations from witnesses, where the victim went, who they saw, what they did. Slowly, we assemble a mosaic of the life that's gone, witnessing their joy and their boredom. Stepping warily through minefields of sexual desire, rejection, loneliness, and unhappiness. Often, we trace threads which unravel to nothing of consequence, but we always aim to tug on one that yields a result. When a person meets a sudden, violent end, those closest to them, friends, family, colleagues, often end up learning more about the deceased than they might have liked, much more perhaps. The victim's private life gets laid bare, in a way they probably wouldn't have wanted when they were alive. Sometimes with good reason, their lifestyle may have been a contributing factor to their death. Their sexuality, the people with whom they mixed, the places they went, the drugs they consumed. They would have kept all of these things to themselves, hidden from their families. The details, however, even if they weren't direct causes of the person's death, are all important parts of an investigation. A case for me usually begins with the words, "You're my last hope." More often than not, it's the first thing I hear from a new client. For whatever reason, the police, the justice system, the authorities have all failed them. They've been let down. I'm passionate about what I do. I believe in protecting the innocent and tracking down, exposing, and enabling the prosecution of the guilty. There are times when I probably have too many cases on my books, overloading myself and my small team, but I care deeply about trying to help those in need. I'm determined to achieve the best result for all my clients. It's about giving people a voice and shining a light in the darkest of corners. The highly sensitive nature of the investigations I carry out, as well as the absolute need to protect the anonymity of both my source and some victims, has meant that in the past I've been reluctant to reveal how I go about what I do. I've felt before now that to give away how I track down witnesses and painstakingly follow clues could expose the very people I promised to protect. When asked about my methods, I usually reply that my approach is delicate, sensitive, and determined, but I use quite simple investigative techniques. Now, though, I'm on the brink of an exciting development that will change the way missing persons cases and unsolved murders are handled in this country, and it's the right time to disclose my methods as part of this development. These days, I'm known mostly because of my TV show, The Investigator. It was for a different series, ITV's Exposure, that I made a programme exposing the historic crimes carried out by the now widely discredited Jimmy Savile. The expose laid bare to the world the extent of his abuse, but he wasn't the only individual to have acted in this way. Others did so, some of whom have found themselves in court after concealing their offences for years. As well as the stories of those individuals, there are plenty of crimes of other well-known figures, even if not everything they did is yet in the public eye. I'm asked to handle investigations into all sorts of crimes, and I'll consider taking on almost all of them, apart from medical negligence ones, although time and resources obviously restrict me. However, most of my work is taken up by missing person investigations or unsolved murders. In many cases I've worked on, the crime in question took place 10 years ago or more. On one hand, those can be more challenging investigations. There's usually little or no CCTV footage to review, almost no social media to trawl through, and sometimes not even any forensic material to re-examine. But on the other hand, they can be easier.